Hey you guys, wanted to do a quick video here, basically comparing two of probably, I would say, the best blue switch mechanical keyboards on the market today, but at two very different price points. So we're gonna understand why the different price points. First up, we have the DurGod K320. You see under the blue box here by DurGod, and also the PC305A by PicTek. This one I would say is a mid-level performer. I got it for around $100, and this one is more of the budget performer. I got this for maybe around $30, but I heard you can get it for even less. Now, what comes in the box, as you can see in terms of accessories with DurGod, is you get basically two different cables, right? One basically supports USB-A, which is kind of like the standard USB, but now increasingly is for newer computers and as well as for all like MacBooks, you actually need USB-C. So it's really good that the DurGod includes that. They also give you a little tool, notice the metallic tongs to remove any keys. They also give you some marketing promotion items. This appears to be some kind of mouse pad as well as an instruction manual. Very nice. Now, in terms of the PicTek here, it just basically comes in a plain cardboard box, as you can see here, and comes with one tool, one little plastic tool, like that. Kind of flimsy actually, but hey, that's what it is. One key point with the cables is that you see the DurGod, the cables were detachable. For this one is actually, I have a little adapter on here, that's not included. But for the PicTek here, basically it just comes to USB-A by itself. So if you need to use it for a MacBook, you definitely want a USB-A, USB-C adapter. So yeah, that's it for the actual accessories and unboxing. Alright, now let's talk about the PicTek PC305 in depth here. Starting with the physical size. So this is pretty slim keyboard, I gotta say, but it does include a 10 key, which is pretty helpful. I think I see a lot of mechanical keyboards these days that don't include a 10 key, and if you're in like an accounting field or something, and you would need a separate like 10 key pad, but this includes it, which is kind of nice. This thing has tilt features, so let me show you guys really quick what that tilt feature is. So it's basically a single pivot. This is somewhat flimsy, but it is somewhat padded, I think. So if you put it down, it probably tilts, I don't know, I would say 30 degrees or so. So like so. And other than that, it lacks a wire channel. You'll see on the DurGod, there's actually a wire channel which allows you to channel the wire either left, right, or center, depending on how the orientation of your whole computer setup works. Once again, this thing only has one notch, while the other has multiple notches. Cool, and that wraps up the PicTek. Alright, let's talk about the DurGod Taurus now. So as you can see here, I'm going to remove this cover. Oh yeah, but I forgot to mention, this does come with a plastic cover. Really nice here. This thing lacks the 10 keys, so it's actually even actually, I would say, shorter in length, just to do a quick comparison, like that. So yeah, it lacks the 10 key basically, but overall it's still pretty slim. The key point of this is actually, you see, there's actually two different notches, and the feel is definitely much more substantial than a PicTek, right? Like so. And also, if you feel it, I mean, the weight is just incredible. I mean, it's actually got some weight to it, got some heft to it. I mean, versus the PicTek, it's actually overall pretty flimsy and light. Like you can get kind of like bend it, and actually. Somewhat, but no, you probably shouldn't bend your keyboards. This one, for instance, is unbendable. Other than that, once again, I mentioned earlier, there's actually a wire channel for you to channel the different wires. And yeah, overall, very sturdy keyboard. So first off, let's start off with the Tactile Feeling. And once again, both these are blue switch devices. The only key point is this is a Cherry MX blue switch, which is branded, and this is a more of a generic blue switch. So overall, the tactile feeling, I would say this is somewhat of a more... This is more of a substantial feeling when you type in each key. You know, the way it registers from a tactile mechanical point of view, you really know like what you're typing down with certainty. This one, it's still, I want to say, still a little bit flimsy, right? It's soft, but then it doesn't give you the amount of feedback that like when you're like typing fast, right? Other than that, let's talk about the key stability, right? Key stability meaning like how much does the key wiggle, right? When not, so this one, somewhat of a wiggle, not too much. Now let's compare that with a Cherry MX. So this thing does definitely have more play to it, as you can see here, right? All right, now let's talk about the actual construction of the keys. On the PicTek, the construction of the keys is ABS material, while on the DurGod, the construction of material is actually PBT. I'm not an expert on materials. You guys can Google it yourself between ABS and PBT, the merits, the pros and cons. But essentially, PBT keys are more expensive. They're more durable and less prone to having basically the surfaces worn off and have like a greasy type of shine to it versus ABS. You're going to get that with an ABS, which over time it wears out and you're going to get like a greasy sheen to it, right? So yeah, that more or less wraps up the quality of the keys between the DurGod and the PicTek. Alright, to wrap things up, let me just go ahead and start typing to let you guys hear what the clicky sounds actually sound like. So start with spacebar. There we go. So that was the DurGod. Now let's do the PicTek. Alright, so there you have it. This concludes my video, and I'm including both links to these great products on the Amazon. And if you guys have any comments or state which keyboard you like best and why, please go ahead and feel free to comment below. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. I wanted to show you guys a special feature of the PicTek keyboard here. What it does is basically it showcases fancy lights. There's 9 different fancy light options, so I'm going to go through them with you right now. In addition, you can actually adjust the brightness of the fancy light as well as the how fast they basically fade in the backlight. So let's get started. So I guess this is one, kind of fades in and out like this. Yeah, see, you can control the speed that it fades. You can tell. Next one. This one basically scrambles everything. And this one, oh, it's kind of cool. This one actually fades in and out like that, based on what you type. This is another cascading one. Look, I sped it up and slowed it down. Okay, there's another cascading one. Reminds me of kind of Broadway, actually. And there you have it. These oh, there's another one actually. This one I think is for basically your first-person shooter gamer. Basically has your directional arrows lined up. And I'm not quite sure what this one is, but if you guys know what it is, it's probably very helpful to you. Ah, this one's the opposite. When you type it in, it actually fades out rather than fading in. Alright, you guys. That wraps up this fancy lighting feature of the PicTek keyboard.